Have you ever wondered what a typical day looks like for a registered dietitian in private practice? This has been a very highly requested video, so I'm actually going to share my typical day. So make sure to stay tuned. Hi, I'm Libby Rothschild, registered dietitian and founder of Dietitian Boss, where we create 6- and 7-figure private practice operators from scratch. If you liked today's video, make sure to like below and comment and share what part of this video stands out so I know what new content to create for you. In today's video, I'm sharing my typical day, but if you'd like to hear about one of our clients, comment below and I'll make sure to create a new video and share what their typical day is like. So one quick thing I want to mention before I share my typical day is it's important that you understand a little bit about the vision I have for this company, and that can help you understand why I live out my day the way that I do and what the future holds for me in this company. The goal of my company is to scale Dietitian Boss, and that's why I live and operate the way I do, and I've structured my company and I enforce certain policies and the culture that we have here at this company because of that end goal. Now, if you want to know the difference between growing a company and scaling, check out this video. Today, I want to recap Q3 of 2021. And if you want to understand any of my earlier phases of how I ran a typical day, make sure to let me know, but I am going to just reflect what I'm doing now, which is not the same as the first couple years of my business, where I did work more hours at the beginning, especially before I had a staff in place. So keep in mind that I'm sharing a day in my life as a private practice operator, as the owner and founder of Dietitian Boss. This company grew to over $1 million in 2020. And before that, we've only been a few years old. So there's a lot of exciting growth in the company and a huge and exciting future of opportunities, where my goal is to make sure that we have a lot of processes in place and staff set up so that we can help more dietitians. The goal and the vision of this company is to give every dietitian who wants to start and grow a private practice the opportunity, accountability, and confidence that they need to be able to grow a thriving practice on their terms. Now, we know that our clients like to see more clients and they like to work less hours. And so I role model for our clients by showing how I run my business, and especially in our executive level program, where we help dietitians who are looking to reduce the amount of hours they're working and increase their profit margins, meaning the amount of money they take home. And they do that through creating and developing and enforcing processes, through hiring a team, and really developing a strong strategy and taking action towards that strategy, and then implementing all of the operational infrastructure that they need, in addition to finance and management, to really sustain a business and be able to pull out of the business so that the business can operate without them. And that's really important. So now that you know the future goal of the company is to scale, meaning the business can operate without me, the business has great processes and procedures, and the vision of our company. Now that you know all of that information, I'm going to share how I run a typical day as the owner, the founder, and the CEO of Dietitian Boss. So right now, I typically wake up and start my day. Actually, I start my day around 9, my working day, and I end around 3, sometimes around 5. And I'm going to share the exact days of the week and how it looks right now. On Mondays, I end at 6 p.m. That's my latest day. The reason I end that late is because I run a coaching call for our executive level program, and I help support our clients. And that call is at 5 p.m. and it's always been at that time. So we've just held that space since the program has been in operation. Now, speaking of service delivery, meaning coaching, I have coaches in the company. So I do provide limited coaching, and then our team is able to provide the bulk of the coaching. So I pop in and I offer bonus calls in our foundational program, and I do come in and offer regular calls in our executive program once a week, but I offer a very small percentage of my time because I've set up our coaches to be able to follow the framework and teach the principles of the Dietitian Boss method, where they're able to do that without me. And that's one of the steps, and that's one of the factors with scaling, is that you can replace positions that you're in so someone else can do it. Again, the end goal is that the company can run without me. And in order for us to help more people, we need me to be able to pull out of essentially every position in the company. Wednesdays, I take off, and if you follow me on social, you will see all of my spa days. I make sure to post them, and I love when you share with me your self-care days as well, because it's really important that you're finding balance in your business. One of our core values here at Dietitian Boss is balance. And we've got a lot of families and moms that want to be able to spend time with their kids. They want to have a flexible schedule. People want to travel the world. And in order to be able to live the life that you want on your terms, you have to develop and create your own sense of balance. And for me, that's making sure that I dedicate time to creativity. So one of my hobbies is art. I like drawing and sketching, and I also love exercise. It's a huge part of my life. And then I really love the spa. And so going to the spa is a tradition that I do usually actually 2 or 3 times a week, but especially on Wednesdays. That's a sacred day. It's a no meeting day. And it's an opportunity for me to unplug and to separate the beginning half from the end half of the week and give myself some time to charge and allow my company to operate without me. On Fridays, I end earlier, or I have a half day, typically do some deep work in the morning, and then I am good for the day. I don't work weekends. Now, I will say, with getting the hang of YouTube and learning tech gear, and we just moved to a new apartment, there are times when I will work a half day Saturday, but I try not to. I try to give myself some space, but there are occasions where I will work on a weekend. I want to break down a few key concepts to help you understand a day in the life and my mindset and kind of where we're at with the company. The first concept includes core values, and that's what does this company represent? And I've talked about that on a podcast. And core values help develop the culture, and it helps us have our own sense of, individuality in the company. And so people that work with us, our staff and our clients, know what our company is about. We value growth. We also value philanthropy, giving back. We value our client experience. We value our staff, meaning our team, like the people that work in our company, and we value balance. So every week, I'm, as the CEO, really role modeling what those values look like. And I have a whole process internally for helping the company stay on track with the core values, acknowledging our staff member who are role modeling those values and making sure that's translated in our marketing efforts. So the community and our clients are all aware and they know the kind of culture we're creating. And that's really important for the sustainability and the long-term goals of our company. The other aspect I want to mention is self-care, which I already told you. So my Wednesday spa day is my version of self-care. A later idea that I have is I want to have all my staff members have some way, whether it's they're blocking out some work time or some kind of symbol of self-care for them. And it doesn't have to be spa day for you. It could be that you're getting in some type of an extended workout routine. It could be that you're taking a restorative yoga class regularly, but some way to bake that in and be able to share it among our staff is kind of the next level I'm going towards, because that really represents what we do here at Dietitian Boss and how we want to role model for our clients, not just me, but everybody, right? But it starts with me, which is why I've got Wednesday Spa Day. The other important factor I want to bring up is how I time block. And so in my calendar, which I am extremely, extremely disciplined when it comes to my calendar, I live by my color-coded calendar. I have timing blocks, like planned blocks per week. I try to have about 4 to 5 uninterrupted 90-minute blocks of time where I work on business development and deep work. And what that might be is reviewing scripts for YouTube, so marketing efforts. Reviewing my program is often how I spend that time, going over anything sales related, creating training tools and processes for the company to make sure that I have a great platform and I'm able to provide a great experience for staff so they know exactly what to do and how our company operates, so that we can really be a process-oriented company, which is helping us scale. So I've broken down the company values, I've broken down the self-care routine, and I've also broken down my time blocking routine, which is super important to me to have at least 4 to 5 blocks. Now, I might not have 5 blocks on a week where I have an event, and I have a lot of events for networking. I'm part of Entrepreneur Organization, EO, and I'm pretty involved. I volunteer, and they've got a lot of events and dinners. So if I have something business professional related, I'll usually do, more like 4 blocks a week, or if I've got a vacation, 5 blocks of 90-minute time, but I really try to keep 5, but there are times when it'll be 4 to 5. So just to keep that in mind for how I run a typical week. Now my mornings, my work day around 9 to 11, I want to share with you how each time is blocked out. Mornings are for writing. When I met Dr. Mary Nessel, who's one of my inspirations, I'll never forget when I tried to interview her in the morning, she simply responded, "Mornings are for writing," and I'll never forget that. So Dr. Mary Nessel is my idol. She's the reason I became a dietitian, is because she's got such a strong brand. She's innovative, and she went out and was not afraid to represent her beliefs and stand out and be an individual and advocate for food policy, food justice, and agriculture. And you can check out this video where I talk about how to coach and I discuss my story and my inspiration of Dr. Mary Nessel, who inspired me to become a dietitian. So knowing that mornings are for writing and that my idol has said that, I reserve time in the morning for deep work, for time blocks. It's a really sacred time where I try to channel my creativity and not take team calls, not do any networking calls. So I really reserve mornings for the most part, as much as I can, for time blocks. So that would be like the 9 to 11. That could be writing, reflecting, again, business development, working on my program and constantly developing and fine-tuning my methodology and my framework. That takes a lot of time. It's a very high value use of your time. That's how I usually spend my mornings most days of the week. In midday, around 11 to 2, that's actually when I work out. Now, I would like to work out at 6 or 7 a.m., but I'm gonna be honest with you, that's not happening right now. For whatever reason, I'm just like not waking up super early. I'm waking up around like 8 o'clock. I don't know why. I'm not being too hard on myself for it. It could be because my husband is a night owl, and for whatever reason, I'm ending up staying later with him at night. I would like to get back on a morning schedule and work out earlier in the day, but this is where I'm at right now. So I'm ending up working out after my mid-morning kind of session of strategy, right? Business development, that time block. I usually work out mid-morning most days of the week around 11 o'clock. I do run. I'm possibly training for a marathon next year. We did our first 5K and we run anywhere from 15 to 30 miles a week. And we've been doing that since COVID. I'm still involved in sales. I am the sales manager of the company at this point. We haven't filled that position yet. So being involved in sales midday, I will be involved, whether it's a sales call or something that has to do with managing that role in the company and that department in the company. So I reserve time mid-morning for sales. I also, mid-morning, will look at metrics, have some team meetings. I work very closely with our director of operations, Sarah. We have meetings twice a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And so those are typically reserved mid-morning, where we'll go over policies, procedures, updates, and then we'll do some strategy, project planning, etc., and really talk about what's going on in the company. Afternoons are for more sales. So I've got a slot for sales in the afternoon, and then I also do networking. I am huge on networking and professional development. So I'm part of a lot of organizations, and I've taken a ton of courses even in just 2021. I completed the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Scholarship, which was 100 hours over the course of about 3.5 months. And so that would fill that time block of like midday. Actually, some of their stuff was in the morning. They had like webinars and whatnot, and I had to participate in a lot of teamwork, a lot of work with a business advisor, a lot of great opportunities to learn. I learned a lot about pitching. I had to create and pitch myself, which was a great experience, and get feedback from other scholars. Except for a scholarship, because they have set times. Typically, I reserve peer conversations with fellow peers, networking, business groups, etc., panels. That'll be like midday. I try not to do them on Wednesdays, right? Because no meeting Wednesday. So I do my best to reserve that time for like a couple days a week, like a Tuesday, Thursday, for like the mid-afternoon-ish. And so I regularly attend panels about mergers and acquisitions, about marketing, and then I also am a co-host. So I'm on a co-committee for the women's panel in YEC, Young Entrepreneur Council, that's for millionaires under 45. And I also attend classes that are offered by EO, Entrepreneur Organization. I did the Story Brand course that they had over the summer. And I also just finished a course that Sahil, the founder of Gumroad, called Minimal Entrepreneur. So I was involved in that. So there's a lot of live components, some self-study, etc. And I'm taking another course from Stanford about emotional intelligence that'll be in about 2 weeks. And then I'm also attending a conference with our director of ops in DC, an entrepreneur conference called NERV, held by EO Entrepreneur Organization in October. So I put a huge chunk of my time for professional development, peer networking, and being involved in the community of other entrepreneurs. That's hugely important for my motivation, hugely important to give back to other entrepreneurs. And, this journey is not something that I do in a vacuum. And I am not the only one that does professional development. I very regularly encourage and even financially support my team for their professional development as well, right? So Sarah, our director of ops, is coming to that conference with me. So we're both going to be participating in professional development with entrepreneurship. As far as a typical evening, I don't work evenings, so except for Mondays when I'm leading the executive coaching call. So just as a recap, my day is composed of primarily a lot of business strategy with those time blocks. I have, meetings at least twice a week with our director of ops. And then I also do limited coaching in our programs. We have a staff of coaches who are doing that, who are coaching. I am still involved in marketing, and I am the sales manager right now. So the goal of the company is that we're able to fill those seats right now. If any seats are empty, as the CEO, I step in and do that work until we're able to fill those positions. And keep in mind, the end goal of this company as we scale is to be able to have a really well-oiled machine, a company that has a really great, it's called beefed up balance sheet, meaning that our metrics are looking good. We can run the business without me. We have a great team set up in place, and that we're able to show client retention. And in order to achieve those metrics, to get to a space where the company can operate without me, and I've built that legacy, means we have to really focus on team management, process, strategy, and really be diligent about communicating and building that leadership among the company. So now that you know my typical day, I'm curious what your thoughts are. So make sure to comment below and let me know if you have any questions. Like this video if you enjoyed the content. And if you'd like to learn about starting your private practice, make sure to check out this video.